Hey guys, we're live and we have another session of tabletop
Alright.
RPG talks, and we got, of course, our guest as per usual with this talk show. Uh, we grabbed someone to talk about a system we're gonna learn today because I don't know everything, and I admit to that. And it's just a good excuse to learn about systems from people who have played it, who have ran it in their own time. So it's really cool. Today we're gonna be learning about GURPS, or the generic universal roleplay system, with Yan. Woo! Yeah,
Hey!
yeah.
Uh,
So a little
I
fun
mean,
fact with Yan. It's like I just want to tell a little fun story with
yeah.
before we start the TTRPG talks, like how we actually met, because it was actually through a mutual of ours, a mutual friend. Shout out to Mikey, Tabletop Cinema. I think we just met each other through a Twitch conversation. I think Mikey was talking about Lendas or Mage game, and then you messaged, and I was like, "New person, hello, you're chatting me
Yeah,
on
yeah, we're
Twitch."
talking about Mage, like, in general. I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, we were talking about Mage General and how you were really interested, and Mikey was like, "Oh, Den Mother kind of tends to run community games and run games for people." So I was like, "Ah, yes." And I had a plan to run the Awakening game again in the Victorian era because I actually am getting that book, the Dead Tree book soon, but it hasn't really it hasn't really manifested yet. Then actually, you're
Mm.
one of the few people that messaged me on Twitch. That's how I found out there was a message option in Twitch.
Oh, right?
Oh, yeah. So it was,
Wait.
yeah. I didn't know Twitch. For me, Twitch was just like YouTube. It's like you get videos and stuff, and then I get like this ping on the speech thing. I was like, what the fuck is that? Oh, someone's chatting. So that's how I found out about messages on Twitch, and then I invited you to
Wait, how
game.
else I supposed to message you then? I was
No,
thinking you're talking about
no,
this.
no. Yeah, because I was a dum dum because like I was thinking you'd go through Discord and then message me,
I
and then
haven't even... I
yeah.
wasn't aware you have a Discord. I didn't know you're a streamer.
Yeah, I know. It was just you never had a whisper before that. I was dumb. I'm a dumb person with Twitch. Like when people start crediting me like, "Yo, you know Twitch and stuff." Trust me, I don't know. I don't know tech stuff. I just know how
I
to
mean,
click the button to stream sometimes.
yeah,
And
you're Twitching for quite some time.
yeah, I've been in Twitch for a year and I didn't even know about whispers. Yeah, that's how delayed I was with the Twitch stuff. So I got Jan's message. We were chatting for a bit, and then that's when we carried over the
Yep.
conversation Discord, and then we got Mage the Awakening. What was the name of that campaign? Anomalous, I believe.
Anomalous, yeah,
Mm,
Anomalous 19... wait,
1814.
1914.
Yeah,
1814, right.
yeah. So it was fun. That's how I met Yan. So and then
Yeah.
Yan ended up becoming a lot of things on the server. One of them being a cult manager, just grabbing people to play Limbus Company. If you guys haven't downloaded Limbus, it's free. Just a segue. It's free.
Not affiliated in any way,
Not
just free.
affiliated to this
Right.
show or this stream. Just download it. It's fun, and you can join us, fellow managers, talking about it's ads. Oh wait, you're getting ads. Sorry about that, kids. But yeah, it is an unintentional ad for a Limbus. Limbus, maybe you wanna partner with? Yeah, I'm kidding. But yes, we're gonna get to know a bit about Yan today, who's gonna be our guest for today. He's
Yep.
you know him, at least if you guys have been in a couple of my streams, you've seen the air quote one shot that became a two shot that
Yeah.
happened. And we had a bit of a conversation in one of the recap Wednesdays showing character creation on the spot. So that was fun. But we're gonna get to know
Yep.
Ian for a bit. My first question for you is like, how long have you been doing TTRPGs?
Uh,
Like
so
how
for
long have you
now,
played?
it's like 2.5 years for now. It's hard to pinpoint an exact moment, so I haven't marked it anywhere. But I basically was in the role-playing group in one of the fandoms. Text like forum text by post role-playing group.
Oh, okay.
Nothing like systemic, just like pick a character and
What
here.
fandom specifically?
Oh,
This is
can I
new
not
information.
comment about this? It's
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
it's kinda
okay, it's
awkward.
okay. Okay,
Fandom
don't worry,
policy.
don't worry. It's a mystery fandom that you were into,
Yeah,
cause like, that's interesting. Cause I had like similar like startup. Like I really was into the forums, fandoms, writing a lot, and my friend mistook my love for writing RPs and storylines
let's
and
let's say
to
it's just kinda like creators of this fandom turned out to be kinda very shitty, so I don't want to remember this fandom.
it's okay. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
We've all had
Um
that. Like
but yeah,
it
yeah,
happens. It happens.
it
But yeah,
do happen.
it,
So it was like play by post, and then one of these people is like, "Whew, I wish I could like show you a TTRPG game. Uh, I think it's easier to show you like a Pathfinder, but oh, I wish to show you GURPS. You know what? Challenge accepted. Show us GURPS." And then he showed us GURPS.
oh
Like
my god.
a couple of people's accepted, and we formed a group. There was some of his old like peeps. There was, but mostly this was people from our role playing server, you can say.
Yeah.
And we started playing groups. He handed us the book, and
The
yeah,
rest was
created
history.
characters. The rest
But
was history.
yeah, but how did you become like a player to a GM? How did that start?
Uh, well, after some time, I was kinda inspired. No, first of all, I was player for quite some time. Like I took part in 2 campaigns, and then I was starting to get in, that itch.
Yeah, the itch to run
I,
and stuff.
I can do it. I want to do it, and I remembered about like a book I read that had very interesting situation, like in a role-playing sense. Like different character in this situation can behave like wildly differently, and it's interesting setting too, etc., etc. So I made the first run of the pillar.
Yes, Pillar. I remember
Yeah,
that experience.
remember that.
Nam flashbacks. Yeah.
Wasn't really. Plus, it was very exotic setting. It's what GURPS does the best.
Yeah.
Uh, and it kind of fell apart because they kind of like most of the party was like parody characters. They
Uh,
kind of knew it will be partly something with the Sakai. It sounds really weird out of context, you played Pillar a bit. So
yes.
they decided to make a funny character for this situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was kind of a shit show, but we still had fun. So generally a success.
Yes.
Uh, it just wasn't like a full campaign. It turned out for like 5 sessions.
Yeah. I mean, but it was still fun.
Still
I
neat.
mean, I made it. I made a module into a one shot for some reson. Like
Yeah, yeah. It honestly turned
rip.
out this story is probably better as a module. Like the initial heist part is best.
Yeah.
uh,
And then everything
um,
is just uh
no, then there is like a political intrigue part, but it's hard to do a political intrigue part with a bunch of joke characters.
yeah, that
you
is
know.
true. That is true.
So yeah. Afterwards, I remembered about some of my own stuff. I wanted to write a book. Yes, I know.
Oh.
So I decided to convert it into like a module, a campaign, and then it was an amalgamation. So
Yeah.
I ran this too for some
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I'm glad
So
it.
this is like a two campaign I run, and I also ran a couple of one shots.
Yeah.
That's it. All GURPS. I as a GM, I am purely GURPS.
Yeah. Well, I'm
As
glad I got to experience pillar and amalgamation in some shape or form.
yeah, yeah.
Those are really good stories, though. Yeah. So
As a player, I also played a little bit of Mage and a little bit of Pathfinder. Mostly one shots, like something like this. So I was really, really excited for a full scale Mage campaign, but yeah,
it died.
it was.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Uh, so much tears. But don't worry, we'll have more campaigns down the line because of you and your group, the group wanting me to
yeah,
run
and
certain
that
things.
group kinda, yeah, and that group I was in kinda dissolved due to IRL issues.
Ah,
So yeah, currently I'm not running amalgamation. I'm on the preparation and lookout mode.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The person, yes, we have on chat right now,
Oh,
Mikey,
hi
aka
Mikey.
the person that that got me and Yan to meet. So thank you. No, we're not talking about D&D right now. Though D&D is a tabletop RPG system, but we're currently talking about GURPS because Yan's main shtick is GURPS. So we're gonna learn about this system in a bit. But before we get to GURPS, I always do this with most of my guests. You're the fourth guest in season 2, and chat can participate as well for this section. We have this little icebreaker: two truths, two lies, one truth, where we have to figure out. Oh wait, two truths, one lie. Did I mix it
Yeah,
up?
the truth
Two
one
truths, one
light.
lie. I mixed it up. Fuck. But two truths, one lie. We have to figure out out of the three statements that Yan's gonna say, which one's the lie. I won the last game in session 3. I was so happy I broke my losing streak, and hopefully I can keep the winning streak for this session. So feel free to give us your three statements, and the chat can
Okay,
figure out which one's the lie.
okay. First one.
Okay, first one.
As as a kid, I believed that I can accidentally ask God to resurrect dinosaurs, and He will do this, and I was afraid of it.
Oh my god, that is horrifying and adorable at the same time, but horrifying.
Okay,
Dinosaurs. What?
I had a second one. I had a military subpoena issued to me when I was 1 year old, accidentally.
What's a what? Military subpoena?
Yeah, to serve in army.
As a 1 year old? What?
Yes, they maybe mixed out the dates.
Oh, okay, alright. Okay, so that's second. I have no clue at all. Okay, and what's the third
Okay,
statement?
I read all of the Project Moon lore. Like I
Mm,
finished all of the games, read all of the books, comics, etc.
okay, so I would probably so Project Moon, with the amount of things you've been throwing my way, I feel like that's the ultimate truth. Like Project Moon. Oh yeah, again, guys, if you haven't gotten Limbus Company, download it. It's free. But yeah,
This
I feel like that seems obviously true, but it could be false because he said all the lore. So but I feel like knowing Yan, he's very well versed and he'll probably go through that rabbit hole. I feel okay. So Mikey said like there are comics he hasn't read yet. Yeah, that is true. 1 year old in the army, probably true. I feel like, cause like, I could play Limbus, but it's super laggy for me. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, my child. So for the three statements, the first one sounds like something a kid would think about. Like it's like the kids say the darndest things is the common phrase when it comes to. So I feel like that's somewhat the truth, but it sounds so outlandish. But it can also be true because it's kid you. It's a kid version of you. It's not too far off. The second one, I mean, there could be some instances that the government could fuck up, so that they would do that. Uh, but I think the third one's the truth. So uh, the chat can decide which of the three statements are a lie. You guys can think about that. You can finalize your answers. I'm kind of at a toss up because like I feel like the first one's true. And Mikey has a good point. But the third one might be a lie because not everything is red. But I feel like the second one is the false one. That's what kind of like a soft lock. But I'm curious what chat has decided. They're throwing in some stuff, but I'm going for the second one. I feel like for a 1 year old, that's kind of like truth lies truth. Okay, so Maidenless also said that the second statement is also a lie. That you have a really good poker face. I hate it. It's like it says nothing. It gives nothing away. Okay, for kids, the first statement's the lie. Okay, so but I'll stick to the second statement being the lie that you were given a military order to go to the military at 1 year old. That's the lie. um,
Well, okay, let's open
yeah,
the cards.
you can unveil which of those three statements is the
Okay, Mike.
lie.
Okay, Mikey, you know me well. Third one is a lie. Freaking last chapter of Leviathan haven't translated from Korean for like half a year.
What? What? No! It's the third one. It's the
Yes.
third one.
Plus,
No!
I haven't got a training to the military to the lobotomy corps. I am a bit too lazy for that.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Damn! It's the third one. Mikey was on the nose. God damn it.
yes, I actually had this. This was a very pretty ridiculous story. Like, there's literally like military dude like where he is here. They like, look, I am I'm
God.
1 year old.
Oh,
Oh,
so that
it
was
was
the second
hilarious.
statement to the truth? Like, holy
Yes,
shit.
a second is truth.
Oh my god. I thought baby, like, go to army. You're still a baby. What the heck?
Yeah,
What the heck?
it was funny. I think they like messed up with zeros or something.
So they
Uh,
thought you were older.
yeah, something like this. And yeah, I actually believed in dinosaur stuff
Oh, that
as a
God would
as a
resurrect the
kid.
dinosaurs. Jeez.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, at least I got one half, but I took an L. So my streak right now is 3 losses out of 4. So it's okay. At least we got to learn a bit about Yan today. And hopefully we get that last comic translated. Come on, Project Moon.
It's not a comic, it's a book. Like, no, it started as a comic, but then they kinda get out of. They had problems with the artist, and it continued as a book.
Awesome.
Or artists have issues or
I
something,
mean,
but
it
yeah.
is hard to draw art for
And
comics
it's
for that
you know
many.
it's the most interesting chapter. It's literally thing that leads to thing that leads to Limbus. It's
Ah,
untranslated. It's like what the
pain.
heck?
Okay, we're gonna look out for that definitely to
But
add
yeah.
to my list.
Um.
So,
Uh.
we're
Anyway,
we're going
back
to
to good.
yes, we're gonna go now into GURPS. Sounds kind of like Berserk. Yeah, there's a lot of like issues that when it needs translation and all that. It's gonna take some time. Translations are really hard to come by. But yes, now we got to know a bit of Yan, some of the campaigns he ran. At least he said it in his brief, and like his
Yeah.
main system being GURPS. So we're gonna dive right into it. We're gonna learn about GURPS. So the first thing about GURPS is I'd like to know the history. Like you said a bit about the history of the system and how you got into it, but what is GURPS in a nutshell? Like how would you
Uh,
like if you were to say it to someone who's never heard of
okay.
GURPS, which is the majority of people, um, how what is it? What is it exactly?
Okay. Generally, it's all in name. Generic universal role-playing system. Uh, Generic here means that it suits everything, anything.
Anything?
Not that, yes, literally anything. Uh, it's very far from generic in generic sense. But yeah, um, I guess it's similar to Genesis in this sense that were covered in your previous podcasts, like
Yeah.
Genesis, like generic system. Uh, so yeah, um, it's I said it's most suited for the weird stuff. Like if you want to have a game with I don't know, aliens, like War of the Worlds game, I don't know, aliens invade the Victorian England or something like this. You
Okay.
can do it in GURPS and it will work consistently in system. Or you can do like a time travel adventure or like realm workers, something like this. Um, GURPS is really good in making very different like characters, set, and stuff work together because all of it works in the same consistent rule set and have a lot of nuances to it if you want to use them.
Oh, okay. So like
Uh,
it's very experimental, like in sense it's not locked to a genre, it's not locked to like classes and stuff. You can basically just make anything, throw it in
yeah,
a
actually,
mishmash.
that kids mention like anything you can do, I can do better. I wouldn't say so. I say that benefit of the groups is like universality. It if you want something specific and popular, it's probably better to go for the systems that suited like specifically for this. But if you want a mix of this, then like it's hard to do interaction between I don't know some mages from another dimension and cyberpunk society. Oh no, Cthulhu Punk. You know, it's hard to run Cthulhu Punk in cyberpunk red. You know, system just not really suited for this.
Yeah.
But Cthulhu Punk is literally one of the like supplements for the GURPS, etc.
Okay, all right. So it's more for like hybrid style genres
Uh,
and hybrid
it's
stories.
This is what I like. One of the things I like about the system, and I feel it's suited for this. Is a hybrid or like weird stuff that would require a lot of homebrew in any other system.
Oh, okay, and basically you just chuck it in GURPS and it'll run fine.
Yeah, it all just work. It will one. Yeah, it just works. It just works.
Okay, so that's GURPS for you. I guess the follow up question to this one is like since you can basically throw in anything, make it into a campaign, make it into a
Yeah.
story and stuff. Is it newbie friendly? Is it something that people can easily get into because anything can happen. There's not much
Uh,
limitations in
okay.
its
Yes.
marketing.
Yes. And
Yes.
yes. And on one hand, there is GURPS Lite and GURPS Ultralight. It's like simplified version of the system, and it's also free if you want to talk about like accessibility part.
Newbie friendly first. Like, can people get into it
But
easily?
okay, New Bradley, it will require some effort from what I can tell, uh, and effort mostly from the GM part. You
Oh.
really, if you are a GM, you need to take your time and help to create the first character. It's from my experience, it's the bulk of the issues creating your first character because there is a lot of stuff. There is much less stuff in the group slide version, so it's easier there. But in general, creating your first character better with GM oversight. Afterwards, it's not that hard. Creating a character is easy on your own, etc., etc. Um, Also, there is a program that helps a lot. Like there is a free official program. Uh, if I recall correctly, it's official program that helps again with character creation, calculate all the stuff for you, etc., etc.
Okay.
Uh, I think it's called the GURPS character sheet, like something like this, literally.
Mhm.
You can link your PDF to it, and it will be also like a reference to the page. You can look there, etc.
Yeah,
With
we'll
it,
definitely give
it
the links
also
to that.
significantly improves accessibility for newbies. When you have a program calculating mass for you, it's much better than trying to do it yourself.
This was only for the software was only available for fourth ed, right? It didn't apply to like the earlier editions.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm not that old. I heard there was some other software earlier. There was some side of there was a GURPS Guru or something like this, but I think it was a fan software, not official one. Um, but yeah, I think most of the people who run GURPS runs fourth edition. It's not that different on third edition. There are some nuances like HP tied to stretch, not to health, and some other stuff. There are like conversion online between the systems. But I played only in the third edition, so I'm not really an expert on the previous edition.
Okay. But you did like just in brief, you did mention before that that there were some few things like few key differences. You're
Yeah, yeah,
familiar
yeah,
with fourth ed, and you mentioned that
yeah, yeah,
there was it's the same as the third edition, but there were just like a
yeah.
few
But
key things.
yeah, a few key things like from what I like recall from my head that HP tied to like your health tied to strength. Previously, it was tied to to your health, basically endurance.
Mhm.
No more. Um, it kind of changed calculus a bit. I think some other skills also were tied differently. It's mostly like stuff like this. Like the bulk of the system is still more or less the same.
Okay, but it still using the same concept, same like
Yeah, all the same. Like you can use books supplements from third edition in force with like minimal adjustments.
but the feats for and disadvantages,
Yeah,
advantages,
same.
same.
Advantages and disadvantages the same. Oh, I remember now. One more thing, it was more messy with like core. I think core book, fourth edition core book have more stuff than the third edition core book. Third edition core book was kind of confusing because there was like two additional supplements for monsters and something else, etc. So you need to take not only this book but something else. It was like structured a bit more weirdly than in fourth edition. So
So
there is progress in this too.
sounds like old World of Darkness to me. It feels like
Yeah,
a
yeah, 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 yeah.
it's like a public it's kind of like in the past they have this thing where the resource you need is in another supplement instead of putting it all in one
Yeah,
book.
yeah, 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 I
They have a
remember. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they
it's like
really have a
this.
thing for that, didn't they? Like in back way back when they write a lot of fluff in the first book, and if you needed to
Yeah,
know about like the monster stats or specific thing, you have to look for this X book, and God,
yeah. In
that
first
was
edition,
pain.
it's better in first edition, because yeah, core book have basically all you need. But if you want more, there is like 300 more supplements. I am not exacerbating, it's literally like 300 books for every setting,
Okay.
if you want to.
So it can be overwhelming for the player
Uh,
and new GMs.
no, you don't need all of the supplements. Like if you want to like go in depth on some setting, you can like take the book for this setting and that's it. Like you don't need detailed medieval book about like low tech age about like medieval armor, cool customizable weapons, how to calculate weight of the armor on the fantasy giant if you are planning to run a cyberpunk campaign, obviously.
Mm.
So I wouldn't say this is overwhelming. Again, it's very customizable in sense you what in book inside book.
Okay.
You can take what you want,
But
what you need.
the fourth ed doesn't have like the old publisher issue where it you have to jump certain pages to create. It's very like streamlined in terms of reading it. Like this is character creation. These are the feats. Here's the pages to link to. Have they organized it in this recent edition?
Uh, I will say it organized better than any World of Darkness book I read. I'm sorry for
Shots
this
fired!
drop, but
Shots fired! Oh, this is Yan with Yan with the facts though. It's true. It's so much pain. I love my World of Darkness, but holy shit, their organization needs work.
yeah.
It's
So
not
it organized
straightforward.
decently. It organized decently good. Like I'm better at orienting in this book than in again. Yes.
Like just taking
Uh,
the shots. Ooh.
Plus, it's not that it's in core book too, I think. But what I like about like GURPS supplements in particular, they always, almost always have like real world, a bit of real world lore spring in. Like if this is book about martial arts, it will have like description of like real world martial arts, inspirations, like philosophy and stuff. All of this in the supplement, like interesting real world lore. Or if it's book about fairies, it won't only have like character sheets for like different fairy creatures. It also will have a lot of real world lore about different fairies, legends that surround them, possible like inspirations for the campaigns, etc.,
Oh.
etc. So books, groups supplements are always giving you a lot in terms of possible world building. Let's say this.
Okay. So is it so it's kind of grounded on realism. It has a kind of
Yes,
realism
I will say
simulation.
that. Yeah, I will say there is like alternate modes of running it. You can run the game in cinematic mode, where you basically play as an action hero, all enemies except Kivon dying from one shot, etc. It has like separate, slightly simplified rule set for this if you want to. But generally, yeah, I will say that realism is one of the like strong parts of GURPS if you are into this.
Okay. Customization
Up
options.
to
All
yeah,
the
customization
tools.
option and realism. Like I know the story on GURPS forums where somebody was running like World War II theme game where they were playing like a Polish guerrilla fighters, and he was complaining that guys, how to make my players die less because when there is a machine gun entering the picture, somebody is starting to die.
I mean,
Where like respond like, yes, it's machine gun. You are guerrillas. You don't need to run into the machine gun. You need to be sneaky.
yeah, feels like Stalker. You gotta
Yeah,
sometimes dodge the
yeah,
machine
yeah.
gun, you
So
know?
there are this realism. You can also like take lucky feet and make it more plausible, etc. But yeah,
Okay.
something like this.
So like leading into like the newbie friendliness, like it is possible despite the many options, it's still something people can get
It's
into.
possible. Yes, it's possible, but having you need to it's better to find either a good GM or be kinda into this. Like if you into character creation, I don't know, if into character creation, if to doing this a little bit of nitty gritty stuff, uh you will find yourself at home. If you are
Yeah,
not into this, it's a bit harder.
yeah, that's true.
Because
Well,
it's like it's really it's simulation based system. Like it has a stats on if this you have a stone wall, you have a 1 meter cube of the stone wall. it has that many HP and that many damage resistance,
Oh God.
etc. Uh, Again, of course, you can ignore it and do it narratively, but you
It,
can also don't ignore it. It's there if you want to.
yeah. So for those looking for a good GURPS GM, I mean, Jan's over here. Like, over there. Looking for a good GURPS
Uh,
GM. Uh, but yeah. I will say though, moving into like the newbie friendliness, I think one of the key factors for like making it friendly or for people to get into it is accessibility. So my follow-up question to this is GURPS accessible? Does it have like the price point? Is it something that people can get into? Because hobbies,
mhm.
they will have a price point. That's
Yeah.
one of the pain points for some
Yeah,
systems,
okay.
and
So
resources.
yeah. Okay. So program and GURPS Ultralight, GURPS Lite are free.
Okay.
But it's not the full system. It's more like a demo version of the system.
Demo.
If you're yeah, demo version of the system. Uh, I actually started with the full game, but only because like GM just handed us the PDF of the full book.
Uh,
Uh, that's I mean that's a valid strat, I guess, but it's kinda it may be considered. eh, eh, like if you're running game, it's better to probably buy the book. But asking all your players, in theory, there is a player book and campaign book like handed into one, and it costs $30. So asking all your players to buy PDF for $30 while you're buying the main book for 60.
yeah, that's
That's
oh the book
kinda,
60.
that's kinda not.
Yeah.
So if you are buying, you're trying to run and buying this book and then just hand it into the players. Yes, it's accessible. They can like try out. If you're doing this like intended way, not really like full version.
So there's no like
Uh,
online sources for GURPS like compared
and
to
there is
Paizo.
again, there is light. Group slide. There is a simplified version of the rule. It's free on the official site.
Hmm.
And ultralight, where there is an ultra simplified version of the rules. But honestly, I have kinda mixed feeling about them because they not like fully represent the system. I will say that group slide is enough for you if you want to run a medieval campaign or like realistic medieval campaign or something like again mix of medieval and modern. I don't know, gate campaign, something like this. You can try GURPS Lite because GURPS Lite don't have magic, for example. uh, that's kind of sad for me. I love magic. uh, but yes,
There's no magic in
you can
GURPS.
try
What?
to. No, there's no magic in GURPS Lite in this free version.
Oh, okay. Sadness.
Yes. Like they are mentioning that, yeah, mages need intelligence, but they aren't providing you any spells,
Oh,
etc.
it's locked
So,
behind the DLC or
yeah, it's
something.
locked. Yeah, it's locked behind the full version. You can try out GURPS Lite if you have like a realistic setting,
Oh, yeah.
and then decide if you want the full stuff or not. I guess this is the start you can use. Again, it's hard to. I don't know if it's a good strat because I got here from the GM who handed out the books.
Yeah. Let me
So
show
yeah,
people real quick GURPS Lite.
and GURPS Ultralight,
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
guess.
put your camera real quick in the
Yep.
bottom. Eh.
So as you can see, all the basic stuff is here. How the system works. Actually, base system is here. Like how you roll, how you like attack, defend, how you move, more or less.
Yeah.
It's slightly
They even
simplified.
have a yeah, they don't and it's oh yeah, the dice here is a 3 6 sided
Oh, right,
dice, right?
right, right. About accessibility issues. Yes, it's super accessible dice-wise. You just need 3d6s. You can get it from your not domino, nards. Basically any game have 3d6s.
Yeah. Yeah, 3d6 is actually like one of 3d6 is like the most accessible dice because it's also used for like
Yeah, for
gambling as
the
well.
yeah. You just need 3d6s for everything but damage rolls. But again, you can just roll this 3d6s couple of times. You
Yeah,
still roll it d6s.
yeah, and this is free in the official site, right?
Yeah. This is completely free on the official site.
Oh, they even
Oh,
have what?
about yeah,
Reaction
they have.
rolls.
Oh, this I will mention this a bit later.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
but yeah, it has reaction rolls, characters. It has advantages, disadvantages. It actually have a plenty of stuff. But again, it's for realistic campaign. Yeah, take GURPS. Why not?
Yeah. Okay.
Or something
Okay.
like 50-50.
Okay. So
Take GURPS Lite. I meant. Um,
yeah, so this book is available in the main GURP site, both the ultralight and the. I'm going to
yes,
show.
yes, yes.
I'll also
Both
let me
uh,
show real quick the
the ultralight.
yeah. Shwing.
Ultralight actually have a interesting feature. GURPS Ultralight is one page book or one page TTRPG. Can you show like
Oh yeah.
previous page? Right. So this is a cutout. You you just bend it and you can put it on the table and just play with it. This is really neat, but again, this is super simplified version of the game, and I'm not sure it like fully represents it.
Yeah, so that's one. I'm showing the ultralight dock that you shared. Uh,
Yeah.
this one ultralight, and you fold it like it looks like this.
Yeah.
You have to fold it because like the other one's inverted, so it's kind of like it's for printouts. Like it's very nostalgic because it's like it's still doing
Oh,
like the
by the way, but
OSR stuff.
they also have. I think they're free, but I don't remember. Let me check.
Yeah, because I
It's
think
just
OSR
really good
also
for
does
the.
this.
It's just really good for the accessibility. Oh, it's not. Wait, it's $15.
What?
Oh. No. I watched. There's a thing called GURPS Combat Cards. Uh, I
The
was
colorful
thinking.
ones you showed before, like the green one, the
No,
orange
no.
one.
Ah, no, it's free. It's different cards. It's free. Good. Good. Another super good stuff. I haven't downloaded it before. I can. No, I had downloaded it before. GURPS Combat Cards is, yeah, colorful stuff. All the actions you can do. Again, you can like print it for the real game or just. Yeah,
Oh,
it's free. It's free, right? I remember it being
I
free.
think I remember having
Let
it.
me. Yeah. You have it, but let me like give it you again. One sec.
If I still have it.
It's also super handy. Ah, you have it. You can like open it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's also free. It's also free. I think it's very good for the accessibility because there is a list of all actions you can do every turn in GURPS, in like cards. You can cut out and literally have them on the table like cards, or again use a PDF for quick reference.
to this one. Like, do nothing! Do
Yeah,
nothing!
do nothing,
And there's
but it's
attack.
different than nothing.
Yeah, there's
So
four
yeah,
different
it's
kinds of
really
do nothing.
handy for the new players. It's insanely helpful because there's a lot of stuff you can do even if you are not a mage. Especially if you are not a mage. If you're a mage, you mostly just concentrate all the time on different spells.
Mm. It's funny to me that do nothing has four different things like mental stun, stunned, surprise.
Yeah,
like
as you can see, difference in what you can do while you do nothing. Like if you are surprised, you can still defend, but at -4,
mm,
etc.
mm.
But you can't move.
There's also feint,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
change posture, crouch, ready aim, evaluate, concentrate. Oh, and there's all out attack for the persona peeps. there's wait, there's how many types? One, two, three, four, five, six. Six types of all out attacks?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So,
What?
if you are playing like martial character, you have a lot of stuff to do, options to choose from.
Cool.
And basically, all-out attack for the context, it's when you sacrifice defense to make either extra attack or stronger attack or more accurate attack, etc.
It's a
But it's
double.
like it's really risky, so like you're opening yourself up, and yeah, it's really bad. It can be really bad.
There's
All
all
out defense,
defense
also
as
several
well.
options. So yeah, this is really handy for the new players.
Yeah, and everybody likes colorful cards.
Yeah, and you can, if you are at the table, you can print it out, and he just, I do this.
Also, the fun thing that not a lot of players do: retreat. You know, it is a thing. You know, you
No,
can retreat.
funniest part, it's what GURPS players do all the time, at least fun who
Oh,
know
it's a
what
common
they're
thing for
doing.
GURPS
it's
players.
it's not run away, it like when you dodging or like defending, you take a step back
Yeah,
and it
that's
helping you to defend.
yeah. I mean,
Ah,
one of the best strategies is to take a step back, and yeah, that's actually cool. This is free as well, right?
yeah, this is free. This is completely free on the official site. Uh, I say one only thing. Official site kinda old-timey. Like it will ask your postal address and yeah,
Wow, wow, still postal. Okay, all right.
yes.
But hopefully they've gotten digital. They have at least
No, no,
inside
no,
for
no. They
RPG.
will they will send you a PDF to the email, but yeah.
They also have. There's an option to get the Dead book, the Dead Tree collection. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, there is of course.
So in terms of resources, at least there's the light version, the ultra light, but they're
Yeah, yeah,
considered
there is.
demos, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
free
Yep.
combat cards. And I
Yep.
gave a link over in chat, which is the GURPS character sheet, which is free, but it still requires the book so that because I think it just tells you the page where it is,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
and
just stays with the page where it is on the full
but
version. It's not
super
about.
handy for
Yeah.
building a character. It plus minuses whatever numbers you have
I will say
allocated.
it's handy for building a character even without a book because again, yeah, it tracks all your points. It calculates how many you can how many stuff you can carry with this range, etc., etc. So
Okay.
you don't need to calculate all of this. Program will calculate all of it for you.
Okay, cool. So now we're on like the subject of like, calculations and stuff. I think
Oh,
this would be a good time to talk about character creation in GURPS.
okay. Yeah, basically, most of the calculation you do on the when you create a character.
Yeah.
You do very little calculation in the actual game, unless it's a situation like you are falling from the very high distance, something like this. And I think good. I don't remember. I think this program also have in built-in calculator for such things.
Mm,
So yeah, if you encounter such a situation, you do need to do math a little bit, but you don't need to do math like calculating the attack.
mm-mm.
You calculate how many damage you do when you are creating a character, and that's it. You just use that number.
So it's like
Easy, simple.
the
Yeah,
hurdle
it's
is the first part of like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
from creating it
I
from
mean,
scratch.
you are gonna change it if you like increasing your strength, but you're gonna change it like according to a table. etc. So you have a things to reference. It's not hard. Like mass-wise, it's not hard when you created a character. You do all your calculation in advance when creating a character. That's how it works.
Mhm.
That's why again I told to tell you creating your first character is the hardest stuff because you need to do a lot of things and GM supposed to help you with this. But when it's done, it's done. You just roll your 3d6s and having fun.
Okay. Yeah. So, the general from like my experience creating the character, it's okay if you use like an example character for like character creation
Yeah,
and
yeah, sure,
how
sure,
it's
sure.
so. Just to walk through the process for some people, because I went through it twice. And the other one not so much, because I was just like, I have a concept. Yeah, and please make this. It's
Yeah,
so hard. But the first time, I think it was with Father Run.
yeah.
Um, there was like an allocated points, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need to explain a bit about character creation.
yeah. Go ahead.
Basically, characters as groups don't have like levels, classes, stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
They created. They consist of points, and
Yes.
these points can be allocated into either like stats, primary and secondary, or into like into stats, skills, and advantages, disadvantages.
Mm-hmm.
Three like major categories. Then there is like equipment, but equipment is equipment. Mm, you are buying all of this from the same point pool. So like your character costs 100. By the default, your character have 10 in all stats, like 10 strength, 10 endurance, 10 dexterity, 10 health.
Okay.
And if you want more, you need to pay for it by points. Like strength costs 10 points per level, dexterity 20, etc., etc. But maybe you want your character to be like ambidextrous. That's an advantage. Like it costs 5 points.
Yeah.
So when you're creating a character, you like decided where to distribute it. Or like you want your character to be a good driver. Driving is a skill. You can also invest points there.
Okay.
But skills, all skills as GURPS are calculated from the from the base stats, from the primary stats. So like driving isn't actually like fixed number. Your driving is like dexterity -3, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You are taking your dexterity, taking -3, and that's your driving. But if you invest in the points, you can make it better. So it's like you invest 2 points there, and but it's dexterity -2,
Okay.
dexterity minus even more, dexterity -1, etc., etc. That's how it all works.
Yeah. So I'm
Mhm.
just gonna show
Then-
real quick the software, the GURPS character sheet.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So it'll just be your face for a bit. But
yeah. No problem, no problem.
so here's
Yeah, that's
Father
how it
Run.
looks.
Yeah,
This is
it's cool because that's where all the so this is where the points. That's what this is
yeah,
what Jan was talking about in terms of like advantages, disadvantages, quirk, skills. Because
yeah.
there's no
Here,
leveling.
advantages and disadvantages are like called traits for some reason, but it's advantages and disadvantages. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
So
there's also like you have your descriptions, but you also have your primary and secondary. How are they different?
um, basically, secondary are formed from the primary. Like your willpower, like your initial, your perception, willpower, like your senses and willpower are just your basically. They are just your intelligence. If you increase intelligence, you automatically increase all your secondary attributes that based on intelligence.
Okay.
And like your base move dependent on your dexterity and health. If you
Okay.
increase your dexterity and health, you also increase your base move and speed.
So So Dex is
Uh,
for movement, Senses is for intelligence, and
yeah,
we
senses and willpower for intelligence,
oh
dex and health for movement, and strength is like strength. It's not a secondary parameter. Yeah, but you can also invest directly into secondary parameters that secondary attributes that are cheaper than primary. Like if your character is more have more willpower than brains, you can invest in willpower. Like in this case.
yeah, more will, less brain. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and what is the difference between, let's say, a quirk and advantages?
Um, well, Quirk says actually Quirk it's basically minor disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, they are called traits here. I need to explain here.
Uh-huh.
Basically, you can have positive and negative advantages and disadvantages of traits.
Hmm.
Positive cost coins and negative give you coins, which is also interesting because it encourages the players to create imperfect characters, characters who have some sort of disadvantages, maybe physical, maybe mental, and it's interesting for the role playing reasons, obviously. So players encouraged to take it so they can get the points for something else in their build.
Yeah. Because like
Uh,
investing on negative gives more points, correct? Or like
yes. Negative points gives you points.
okay, cool. And
And there's a lot of both positive and negative traits. Like here, this character have a post-combat shakes. He doesn't feel well after combat.
yeah.
Like he needs to roll not to be afraid, etc.
Berserk.
He don't like the company. He's berserk. Yeah, he's becoming mad in combat, etc. Having a bad temper.
Yeah, and all of
But
this are also narrative wise, right? Like all of
yes,
them
of
are
course.
narrative
Uh,
negativities that you add.
yes, like GM, if it's a mental stuff, you are supposed to like role play in this, obviously. With your quirks, like your minor disadvantages, it's like he has a like annoying mannerism or something like this.
Yeah.
You're supposed to role play them. If you don't role play them, GM aren't giving you points for the session. Like straight up. Uh, you're getting points after every session based on how good you role played. Like literally, there's no XP, no like XP for killing, anything like this. Purely by your roleplay skills.
Yeah. So like
Uh,
that's why it's like it's got the RP side of it because like literally
yeah,
the gym can pull out like something angers you and you have to make that roll. It's all
yeah,
within the
yeah.
mechanics.
Yes. It's all within the mechanics and works perfectly
Nah.
usually.
It's all according to Keikaku. Okay, and what about
Yep.
what's the difference between the skill or technique, or are they the same?
Usually techniques are derived from skills,
Mm-hmm.
from different other skills. Like you have a, for example, you have a karate skill
Mm-hmm.
that dependent on dexterity, but you can have like I think there's no stunning strike, but let's use like D&D analogy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think there is actually. Okay, there is like a stunning strike technique. Stunning strike technique will use like karate -6. So if skill derived from the base attribute, technique derived from the skill.
Okay, so is the skill a prerequisite?
Yes, of course, you can't do a stunning strike without knowing karate.
Ah, okay. Cool beans.
It's also techniques are cheaper to increase than skills.
Yeah. But yeah, we would highly recommend if you guys want to create a character. It's so much easier if you guys have the GURPS character sheets. It's free.
Yeah, it's
For
free
the math.
from the for the mass. Yes.
Yeah. They have resources as well for that. For I think they have the basic set, advantages, and like if you see on
They
the
had,
left
they,
side.
they even had stuff for the supplements, for a lot of supplements if you want to.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they even have gun fu. They have gun
yes,
fu.
they do
They
have Gunfu.
they
Yes, in Dungeon
Monster
Fantasy.
Hunter. Oh my god. Psionics though, yes, I know this. They have psionics. They also have steampunk Star Wars. Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah,
Uh,
they have a lot of supplements here.
yes,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I just spotted the monster hunters and the gun fu. That's super funny. But yeah, supplements are also supported by this software as well. If you guys want to get,
yes, of course. Also, it's linked to a page.
yeah, it's just a link to a page. It's kind of like the Star Wars fantasy character creation, and they also just do the math easy for you. It's very common for the older systems to do that. So yeah, that's the general gist of the character
Yeah,
creation, right? And it's like it's you
yep,
just have to make sure you have to fill in whatever the point system is.
yeah,
Is
yeah,
there like
yeah.
a
And
is there a degree of points like for let's say high fantasy, or it's just dependent on the GM?
there is no, there is like general instruction in the book about. Of course, it is dependent on the GM, but usually it's like 100 points is like normal heroic character. 250 is like really strong, and anything above is it's like major figures. Maybe it's like in fantasy setting, maybe it's like a master of the paladin order or something like this. You can play as such a character, no problem. But yeah, it's gonna cost more, and it's like on different power level campaigns. Like
Okay.
in D&D, level 20 campaign is different than playing than level 5.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like for example, in the Pathfinder 1E system, if
uh,
the GM is
mm,
opting for an epic fantasy, they would allow for 25 RP, stuff like that. So really
I'll
high
yeah,
strong races.
albeit I need to kind of make a huge caveat.
Okay.
In GURPS, points doesn't necessarily correlate to strange. Because like in the book there is like 400 point like a bank account not gonna defeat a 50 point squire with a sword because she's amazing in finances. She have 15 intelligence, a lot of point in the administrative skills, but she doesn't know how to fight. She doesn't have any points in fighting. And this medieval squire can be very dumb, but he has a sword and he know how to bonk with them. So yeah, um, expensive character doesn't necessarily strong character. It's capable characters in one way or another.
Sorry, my cat is asking for my attention right now, so I'm just.
Yeah, I see. She's having so much fun.
She's just like, I want pets. Okay. Can I
Yeah.
have my hands now? Alright. Oh,
So
she's looking at
point,
OBS.
yeah. So point cost is like a general outlier, and a lot dependent on again. Goose plays a lot of responsibility on the GM, like what to allow, what to disallow. Like technically, if you like one of the group supplements allows for the creation of uh, this good supplement called power GURPS powers, and it's all about creation of custom abilities.
hmm There,
So
you can customize abilities here. What?
yes, but it's supplement. But yeah, so one dude calculated that you can create for 50 points. You can create the ability that fry a nervous system of any intelligent life in the known universe. It's dealing
What?
it's dealing 1 damage 300 times per second.
Terrifying, but
Uh,
interesting.
to any to anything in a radius of several gigaparsecs.
Jesus. Okay.
But yeah, there are also recommendation like to limit the fire rate, so it's not totally legal, but having it's a peek into how much you can broke the system if you want to. Don't like you have a GM for this.
Yeah, I mean, there will always be players who would like to break the system. I think that's common all across the board.
Yeah,
There will always be those game breakers. So I guess
so,
as
so
a
but
caveat for like
especially this system because it's very open ended and you can do so much.
yeah, that is
So
true.
yeah, it's on GM.
So I guess
It's
my
very much
follow-up
on GM.
question for this is what are your tips as like from your experience running this game mastering GURPS? Like
Uh,
what are the things that you do to help with the power balance that comes with unlimited possibilities of the system?
Honestly, I am how I handle it. I just trying to create even more broken enemies if they make sense in the settings. I love to play around with this open-endedness, but generally make it make sense. So like and advise them taking some disadvantages so it will be manageable in the narrative. How to put it? One of the GMs I know, like I created a character who was very physically strong,
Okay.
but he had a strong he 1 second, I need to go for a minute. He has a huge magic vulnerability. Like
Okay.
anyone who knows magic can disable or seriously hinder this character.
Okay.
So it's balanced. He can kick ass in melee, but when there are magic enemies, other players need to deal with them,
Okay.
etc. So everybody have something to do while not ruining a power fantasy. I will go out for
Okay.
the minute. I need to open the door.
Oh, no, oh
One
good,
second.
oh good. Alright, good. Let me real quick. Okay, so yeah, we're going through a bit of GURPS right now. If anybody has any questions related to the system that you guys want to ask, yeah, and Molly's here. We've entertained some questions in between discussions. It doesn't necessarily have to be like you have to wait till asking. Feel free to chat. Feel free to go to the chats if you have anything that intrigued you about the system, anything that you're curious about learning. We just got through character creation and the various parts for it. Okay, let me put you back on. Uh, hello. I just
Yeah.
hello.
Uh,
Welcome back.
and, yeah.
So I was just
It was
telling
a minute.
people
Like,
that. Excuse me. I was telling people that if ever they have any questions related to GURPS, they can ask it on chat. Just
yeah,
like in the
sure, sure.
previous podcast, there have been people that were curious about the systems and they would ask about it. So feel free to ask. Yan can possibly
Yeah,
answer that
I'm here.
for
No
uh,
problem.
related to GURPS. He's more than willing to help get people into GURPS. And
Yep.
the more people we get to play, the better. So yeah, the you just mentioned about GMing tips is just that understanding the different level skill sets of each character and knowing how to like
Uh,
work with them.
I mean, don't l- mm, you don't want to make a character that for the players to make a character that perfect is in everything, can do everything, and rest of the party is like, why are they here? Just to suffer.
Yeah, so how
So
would
yeah,
you handle that? Because there is a possibility in every
just say
system.
no. Your GM just say no. Like, no, this is not a acceptable concept. Maybe you can do like change this a little bit. Then I will approve it. Like, maybe not a flat out no, but yes, but. Yes,
Yeah.
but it's yeah, no is always a proper answer, but
Yeah.
you can
Hi,
also
Nomi.
yeah, but you can also use yes, but like change it. Like
Okay.
that how I was handled, but I created that really strong character. Say yes, but you need to take like vulnerability to magic. Okay, makes sense, and it made sense like lore wise.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. And I guess one more thing, because I've been in systems, I've played in systems like Warhammer Fantasy 4E,
Yep.
Pathfinder 1E. I've always come across players that have a tendency to, I guess their trope is power gamer.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
the power gamer trope, because in some instances there are groups that is a valid form of play, and all that. So, um, like
Uh,
how much is power gaming do you allow on the table before it
uh,
becomes too disruptive?
well, I kinda try to run amalgamation as a also as a kind of power gamer campaign in a contest that I allowed most of the stuff, but it's really heavy vault. Like it's hard to survive here, so it makes sense the characters are strong.
Yeah.
Uh, like I allows most of it, but honestly, I kind of slightly reject in some cases.
Oh, okay, so
So
you've encountered it in your GMing. I think
yeah,
you're
I
the GM.
encountered it in my gaming. Uh, you need to have something going for such players. So you need to take a focus on their backstories, make something like make it so they won't be all about the fights, or create situations where there will be no fighting. No, it's probably bad. It's not bad advice, but it not always works because they can just ignore all of it and be like, not interested in talking.
Yeah,
Um,
because I mean these kinds of
mm,
systems do attract that kind of people,
yeah,
you know. Like it can't be
I
helped.
understand it. Yeah, yeah. Again, you can always say no or like add some details to their backstory so you can regularly kinda to them.
Reel them in, reel them in.
Yeah, reel them in. Something like this.
Yeah.
For my opinion, it's a best course of action. Or just gather the full party of power of munchkins and start having fun together.
Yeah. Yeah. Power gaming is not limited to combat power. It's
No, okay, this.
yeah. What if
Oh,
you?
okay, this is what I want to talk about stuff I either don't like or don't use.
Uh huh.
You really can do this in GURPS because it has a reaction system, you noticed.
Yeah. Yeah. It
uh,
does.
it has nobody from no GM I played with uses a reaction system. It of course may be like this small pocket I was in, but usually, like if you're creating like an NPC, you want to play him narratively. You don't want to randomly roll if he likes the players or not.
Mhm.
It's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, for the context, it has a reaction system where you kind of roll for the first impression, and then you add the bonuses if character have like a good looks or a high status, etc. Or penalties if they have a bad look or low status, etc.
Okay.
But again, I kinda never used it because you want to role play and not make your game fully random in such important parts.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the campaign and like GM style. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody will find this interesting to like shake the scene up by having a more random reactions, but it's just not my style.
Yeah, a lot of people like kind of bank on like using the mechanics to be like I can bypass this and I don't need to role play, because like there are some people who
Yeah.
enjoy the game mechanics versus the roleplay. But this is a
Mm,
roleplay system, so you
yeah,
kind of
yeah. I
wanna.
will. So to answer this question, just just role play it. Like pretty face can only get you so far. It
Yeah,
can get you somewhere for sure. You don't need to like penalize your players for being beautiful.
yeah,
But also you don't need to make it a mind control. If they want mind control, let them take mind control, not not this.
yeah. I guess like I just realized one caveat as well because this is a role play system. Have you
Yeah.
had an experience of like players who would be like they're disruptive but not in a power gaming way? It's what my character
Uh,
would do situation.
yes. Yes.
How is it like in GURPS? Like how did you handle
Uh,
that?
Same as in every other system. It's not really a system specific issue.
Yeah. But I'm curious how you handled it as a GM.
Uh, we just parted ways.
Oh
Not
no.
not me, like collectively the whole group just
Oh
gathered
no.
together, said no, we don't, you either play with us or you don't, or with him,
Oh,
and
I
that's it.
see. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're allowed to ask
Yeah, yeah,
questions
of course you're
anytime.
allowed, you're encouraged to.
Yeah, you're encouraged anytime in the chat. We will see it and we will answer it right away. We're actually gonna get to the just the few
uh,
like the mechanics the game is known
uh
for.
I kinda love like techno fantasy.
Yeah.
So like there's the fantasy stuff and there's
Ooh.
like some mixed interesting things where it's like both magic and like mildly high tech.
Yeah, the genre has like is interesting because like it's modern. It has magic. It has occult. It has nukes and aliens. uh
Yeah, something like this.
oh, I have a question. Why don't you have not redeem on? I have to mute it because I would like. I had an unfortunate experience with my second guest or third second guest where the blurps were just getting too much. I couldn't hear my guests, so I do want to give attention to the guests. But don't worry, you guys will have your nuts, your jump scares in the next stream. Just for this specific stream, I'll try to keep it as guest focused as possible. And somebody availed the uwu, who and we have to spare the
It's
guest
okay.
from that. I'm not gonna have none. That's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
For now, don't worry. You guys will all get your nuts back. That sounds so weird, but yeah. uh, 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 what are I guess the next one is like what are the mechanics this game is known for? Because like we talked about the characters and stuff like that. You mentioned reactions, the all outs, but what is it? What
Honestly, it's
is it known for?
kinda hard to tell because I don't know much about like outside perception of the GURPS.
Okay.
So it's like known for. I know that general like memes about GURPS. It's GURPS is complex.
Okay. Yeah.
Like this general books of memes and reputations.
Yeah.
Um, I guess it's kinda indirectly, but targeting of different body parts. It's more known for the Fallout, but Fallout's supposed to be a GURPS game, so you know.
Ah,
um,
yeah.
uh,
So it's
I
like it's
guess this.
more of the but it's not really complicated as you mentioned. People can get into it. It's just people are saying it's complex due to the endless
Yeah,
amount
due
of
to this.
features and stuff.
Yeah, mostly again, first part is first step is most complex one in the game, character creation.
Okay.
So some people just go into this, started creating a character, and then no, I'm not doing this. It's probably all like this.
Okay. But
So
after
yeah,
that
it's not.
first step, that first hurdle,
After
it's
this
all
first
fine.
step, everything is easy as pie. You already calculated everything. You just need to use it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. So, uh, Since it's a toolbox and you can create anyone, how long does character
Uh,
creation usually take?
Again, depends on the character and on is it your first character? Like no. I mean, I know the players who who took a month, but it's not because it was complex for him. It's because he was super creative and always wanted to change something.
Uh,
Uh, you can like if you created your first one, you can do it in like half an hour, maybe less, like 15 minutes.
yeah,
If you doing it a first time, probably a day or two.
yeah. I
Again,
mean,
depends. Oh, it's really depends on the person,
yeah,
so it's not like uniformal.
yeah. I will say, like, from the last recap Wednesdays creating Father Rudd, I think it only took us about 2 hours to get the
Yes,
gist of Father Rudd.
if you are if you are in the constant contact with the GM, it's much faster
Yeah,
and simpler. Again,
yeah.
why you need the GM?
Yeah, like Jan was with me walking through the process because I was like, "What is this? What is this?" And then I think it's also good for character creation to have a concept of your character in mind that's not
Yes, you
changing.
start. That's most important for me. You start with the concept and you end with the concept.
Yeah, because
Basically,
like I think
or
that's what
you need something to focus your thoughts into.
yeah, it's so you know like which advantages and disadvantages to go
Hmm.
for which quirk. Because I think that's what helped with like Father Rudd had a very distinct characterization, very specific skill
Yes,
set that we were able to
yes,
pinpoint which feature goes in what. Like, say he has the ability to do exorcism, so we literally found an
yeah.
exorcism feature to put on Father Rudd and his ability
Uh,
for empathy and all that. So yeah,
yep, yep, pretty much.
yeah. So that was fun for me in terms of like the one process I felt like I was super overwhelmed was with because there's so many options. You end up getting that, what was that term? Uh,
Choices paralysis.
there you go. Yes. You get analysis paralysis at the first glance when you're doing character creation. It's because there's just too many things. It's just like, ah,
Yeah, I get it.
yeah. But
Uh,
I think it's good to
if you
go
have like
back
a
to,
clear, yeah, if you have a clear concept, it's much easier.
yeah, yeah. It's something to go back to. So it's like, oh, can maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. No, wait. The concept. Always go back to the concept. It'll,
Yeah.
it'll
It's
pull
all
you
about
back
the
in.
concept.
It'll pull you back in.
Also about like concept and stuff. Races in the GURPS is just container for like advantages, disadvantages. Like you want to create an orc, you just add like orcs have increased strength +2. Also, they are giants, so like they have increased size. They're like 3 meters tall. Uh,
Oh,
it's
that's
advantage increased size. You just put it into the orc container, and yeah, here you have it.
so you can
That's it.
determine like the orc. It's not a fixed race thing.
Yes, there's no fixed race things. You create races on your own. Of course, you can take a supplement and have like pre-made containers, but generally, yeah, you make your own things.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Sentient car isn't the most crazy thing. There's literally an official supplement that have a werewolf helicopter. Uh,
Oh my god.
like a dude
Helicopter?
who, yeah, lycanthrope helicopter. Like dude who transforms into a helicopter.
Oh my god. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. Don't.
It's like in sci-fi stuff, like he's a super cool cyborg. But yeah, it's in the lore. Uh,
Oh my god.
uh, uh, Infinite Worlds setting, like their like main setting is multiverse stuff. They have their own setting, just one, but it's like a multiverse. It
Yeah.
has okay magical communist hive mind penguins.
Mine penguins? What the fuck?
Hive mind penguins, yeah.
Oh
in
yeah.
one of the like alternate worlds, and
Y-
yeah, there is stat block for a penguin, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
Hive mind, magical.
If Plogan was here, he'd ask for me to create a Havicopter character in GURPS because now it sounds like it's
This is this is.
the Havicopter is like an in-game lore from Mage because I ran a Mage game, for Onyx Path, and it's based off a like cult pastor called Havi who has a
Mhm.
Havicopter. It has a face on it, and he made a monster out of the pastor's helicopter. So
Super easy, like really super easy.
no. Oh no, it's gonna happen now. And if you want to try the game, like Jan's always open to running
Yeah,
GURPS. Like we do need a continuation for Pillars. So if you guys want
yeah,
to try
no
a
problem.
GURPS game, we can set up something with Jan over at the server, just a private game. He's really chill and cool about it. And I would recommend
Yep.
if you want your GURPS experience, have it under Jan because like he's one of the most accommodating GMs ever. Because I was like derping a lot, with my roles. Yeah, but
Uh, there are actually, I think there is a conversion for the
ooh,
mage actually, but it's very old. Like it's conversion from GURPS third edition and
to
also like old
mage.
edition to mage. Yes, I think this thing exists. How one
Okay,
mage player, how one mage player called it the forbidden foliant.
God damn it. Well, that's good. There's a lot of carryovers for other systems for GURPS as well. I mean, it is. I mean, it is what it is. It's universal, so that allows it.
Let me like recheck. GURPS mage. Center. Is this? Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's not hallucination.
Well, Slayer.
Yeah,
Cat
I
server.
can't. I can't post a link in your chat, but I will post a link here
Okay.
uh,
I will
in your
find.
DM.
Yeah, and I will post it. Thank you.
You can open it.
Meiji Ascension, no fucking way. Yeah. There you go. You guys want to check out that cola crossover?
But
Is it a crossover? That how would they call it?
it's no, it just yeah, it's basically mage, but with GURPS rules, like
Yeah,
point based,
yeah,
etc., etc.
yeah. I think we should definitely go to the next question for this one. Because we mentioned a lot of mechanics. Out of all the mechanics in the game,
Oh,
what's the
uh,
thing
fuck,
you?
I already like mentioned a lot, but
Yeah,
I can do it again.
yeah. But what's the one mechanic you absolutely love and the one that you feel like needs improvement?
Okay, first of all, on needs improvement, reaction system.
Uh,
Honestly, I the one with first impression, because again, it's not used. I feel like it's not used. Usually not used because it interferes with your innate GM. I want to play this character. I don't want to die for the die to determine how this character feels. Um,
yeah.
I'm not sure how to improve it, but it needs to be changed. Like I feel it. Combat system is the thing I love, especially like the variety of options, as you mentioned, like 6 types of total attacks, etc., double attacks, etc., etc. It make it so you have a lots of choices to make in combat. Also, there is a positioning thing, like you don't have defense if enemy is behind you, uh, etc., etc. So there's a huge depth into it, even for like normal fight, like fist fight or uh, not non-magical fight.
Yeah, I remember how that one tutorial you did for combat took like a while, and it was just one fight.
Oh
Two
yeah,
kids
yeah, yeah.
punching.
Yeah. Even two kids punching is still interesting.
Yeah, it's just two kids punching, but it was super intense. Uh, like there was so many
Yes,
good bad rolls,
About needs improving. Again, there are answers. I think there are like group combat rules in one of the supplements, but generally fight against a lot of weak enemies can take a while. Like if it's a fight between strong enemies, like couple of strong enemies, it won't take long. Mm, If it's a lot of weak enemies, all of them will take turns. You roll, they roll, you roll, they roll. It's long. To be fair, it's long in a lot of systems, such as situations, but still, I think some like group combat, like in Genesis, where it's actually 4 characters, but they have a 1 token. Like there's no such thing in GURPS, and I think it's needed probably in
Yeah.
some situations at least.
Yeah, so they need to improve on their reactions and group mechanics, more or
Yeah.
less.
Again, I think it is a thing in one of the supplements.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
and
The
I feel
one.
guilty because of tag sessions. Tag sessions. I talk a lot before. You can
Yeah, you
watch
can
what
definitely
about it
check.
later. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
we're actually closing in for the last two questions for our session. And if you guys you just got here, oh no, I missed a couple of things. Don't worry, there's gonna be a highlight. There's a VOD of Yan sharing about the character creation,
Oh no, no.
everything. Everything from the different kind of genres and like his history with the system. You can definitely check out the VOD for that. So, given that the majority as of most of your sharing comes from the experience of being a GM, how did it
I
shape
mean,
your storytelling? How did the system shape your
uh,
storytelling?
uh, first of all, it's not fully storytelling things, but I always do maps. Like in groups, you need maps unless it's like purely narrative stuff. Maybe it's not fully group's fault, but like I was playing with the GMs who always do maps. They all have like incarnate subscription, and they are milking all out of it. Uh,
Yeah.
so now I am also doing the maps. It's first thing. And in groups again, positioning is super important. So you can't do groups combat in a theater of mind. Uh,
Yeah.
Second thing, I guess creating, like thinking about how enemies will behave and creating enemies like detailed, interesting enemies character sheets that can pose some, how to put it, challenge between players or maybe puzzle. Like this enemy is vulnerable to these things, they can use that, or what something along these lines. So like thinking about how enemies can behave in details. I don't know how to put it. I'm sorry if I put it in word badly, but I feel like GURPS taught me like to care about such things because it can lead to the very interesting combat situations. For example, like you are getting attacked by tree monsters, like Triants, and they are vulnerable to fire, but your swords will do nothing. And then there is a lot of panic about this fact.
Like
But
ah.
eventually, yeah, you hit. Yeah, you do some damage, but it's a tree, etc. And then our fire mage came up with a brilliant idea to use fireball finally,
Yeah, because
etc. So it leads to interesting situations.
yeah, I think yeah, this system also helped me like understand like the importance of like y- what do you call this, like when you said positioning, like putting myself in
Yeah,
front of a monster, like in some instances in the game, like they encourage you to be brazen with your actions, but here like since it's simulating
yeah,
realism, like you're gonna be
yeah,
in deep trouble if you do put yourself in harm's way.
yes.
And like even
Yes.
moving away, like when you realize your mistake, okay, I want to move away. No, you're in the threat position. They can attack now. So it's like, well,
No,
so
it's like you're moving away. Wait. You are facing this thing. You need to turn back. That's your full move.
it's like cries. So yeah, it definitely made me more conscious of what I do in combat. Like oh shit, because like it's just some people just go in, fight, try to get out. Nope. So yeah, definitely this system got creative with combat. I will give it that.
Um,
It's very creative. Yeah, I guess like this is more the last few would be like just a bit of story time, which is like the memorable moments under your table in the system. You can share like fun combat moments, fun story beats, the fun things as we close out. Like what were the good things
okay.
that stuck to you?
Uh, uh, since it generally stuck to me,
Yeah.
okay. There was like an air combat. We pissed off a duke, who was like a powerful mage, and no, actually he wanted to sell us to, let's say, a demon,
Oh
and
no.
he imprisoned like half of the. There was like a lot of fun stuff in this session, but generally a couple of highlights because it's most memorable session I ever had. First of all, uh, first of all, one of our characters dug away his way from the dungeon. Like
Oh
literally,
god.
he's really strong. Can he duck? Then we like look it up, and yeah, with this strength, he can actually do it in like half a day. But he just dug his way outside when being locked in the dungeon. Then there was a fun air battle in the between us and this evil duke. We both were using levitate, and like we both just hacked each other, and then our mage casted levitate.
Yeah. Sorry, someone
Uh,
messaged me. What the fuck? Sorry.
yeah. I'm sorry, I got some bugged. Yeah. And then, like, our mages started to throw like lightning at him. He is deflecting this light and start to hit us back. Our warrior start to throwing stuff down at him. All of this mid-air, and it's
What the fuck? You're throwing this at a demon?
yeah, not a demon. It was a mage, like a duke.
Oh my god. Wait, is it the same Duke in.
Uh,
Is this Amalgamation Duke or is this a different Duke?
no. It's different. Uh, but yeah, we was throwing stuff at him. He's like dodging this stuff, trying to like throw the stuff back at us via telekinesis. It's like a lot of fun. He eventually like wasted all of his mana to deflecting our attacks and fall back. But yeah,
Beautiful. Airborne fights are really cool. Jesus. But yeah.
yeah.
So that
A
that was
second
that was you
one,
as a player. That was like you as a
yeah,
player.
there was I am me as a player. Yeah, I was the one to dug out us from the dungeon.
Okay.
Uh, Me as a GM, well, so I was doing one-shot backstories like for amalgamation.
Mm-hmm.
They started as an elves, like reminder.
Yeah.
So one of them had a basement in the mansion. He was like elven noble.
Okay.
And he found it out that in this basement there a dude in the magic circle. Um, it's her granddad, who also happens to be a lich. So players ended up freeing him.
What?
backstory session. One shot backstory session. And then not only freeing him, like this was expected, but also helping him to get away. So we kinda... So this player ended up as an apprentice to an Archlich.
So that's what
But
led to the canon story. That this is canon in the story.
yeah, this is canon. This is canon now. Now you have, let's see, not 3. Okay, you have 4 BBAGs. Congratulations.
Christ, so bad. So
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. And in another instance, when I was a GM from the Pillar, have I mentioned that players actually got firearms to the airship?
they got
So yeah,
firearms.
yes, one of them was a mercenary who kinda got grabbed in the bar.
They brought a gun.
Yeah, he had a gun and thermal grenades. So they lifted, they kinda melted the ice wall, and then they tried to melt a way out of the airship. They didn't know it was an airship, you know.
Yeah.
So there was a decompression event.
That's horrifying and beautiful.
Yeah. Uh, and then they managed how to close it, and then open again and shoot the mini boss through the window.
Oh my god. Is the medium like I don't know if
A
it's like
mini boss
spoiled.
was you kinda escape the airship before witnessing it, but there is actually like mind controlled like ice zombies downwards who
Oh,
can
thank. Well, it's a good thing
yeah.
I jumped off the toilet chute, trash chute.
Yeah. So they they can overcharge the flying worms. Yes, it's a thing here. Giant flying worms. They can overcharge them and turn them into makeshift missiles. And sometimes they are blowing up airships who shoot who pull the third level particularly often. Um, So yeah, once they saw this ice zombie, they just shot them with a gun. I said, "How far he is?" 200, like 200 meters. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I will just aim couple of turns, and here we go.
Jesus. Yeah. I wonder if like a combat centric character would have been better in that scenario. 'Cause-
Uh, I mean, yes, but you can go without combat-centric characters because there will be an combat-centric NPC you can befriend later on.
Oh, okay. That's good. At least there's different options for Pillar. Because
Yeah, 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 definitely.
and hearing that they what they did to the ice wall.
Yeah, but they also burn the important stuff, you know.
Oh no. Oh, the lore. They burned the lore.
Yes, they burn the
Sad
lore.
sad noises. But anyways, yeah, those are really
Yep.
fun things. And I can see like I have work in 15 minutes. So
Yep.
I'm gonna kind of
Yep.
close this out. Again, I really thank you for the time to, be my guest here in Tabletop RPG Talks, being the fourth guest and talking about the wonderful world of GURPS.
Thank you for the invite. I hope I was a good seller for GURPS.
I'm sure there's a lot of interested people. People were asking me like, "Hey, what are you gonna stream?" Because really wanted to catch it. And for those who didn't catch the live stream, of course, there will be an available VOD for people to tune in because I know time zones are a thing. So again, thank you, Ian. For those who are interested, can people reach out to you if ever they have any questions?
Yeah, of
GURPS
course, of
live stream?
course.
Yeah. If you guys want to learn anything
I'm
about GURPS, if you guys want to also try a GURP system, again, you can always reach out to Yan. Yan's really cool. He hangs out
yeah,
in this channel as well as Mikey's channel, Tabletop Cinema. You can almost always
yeah.
find him there. And you can also find him in the Discord server recruiting
Yeah.
people for Limbus Company. so that's also a thing. Again, thank you, Yan. The few takeaways I would go for is same thing that when Toby was here in the last session, the third session, is don't be afraid to try out new things. I think there is great joy in opening yourself up to experiencing a completely new system. And I did not regret my decision to try out GURPS. Not once, not twice, but 3 times technically, because of the 2 shot and and that 1 shot. So yeah, I hope you guys are encouraged to try new systems, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Recap Wednesdays, where I will be recapping the season finale, what transpired in Landas, and what's coming for season 3, and of course the Mage, the Awakening. Of course, I'll do a little bit of talking about this stream as well on Recap Wednesdays tomorrow. So again, thank you, Yan. I hope
You're
um,
welcome.
I hope you have a good we'll have a good whatever it is you plan, because I'm gonna go to work. I don't know what it is you're gonna be planning after this.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go to work too. You know,
Okay.
I'm technically in the mid-pool.
Oh,
I just
okay.
asked like a couple
Okay.
of hours, so yeah.
Yeah, thank you for setting aside time for this. I do appreciate it. Let's go find somebody to raid real quick. Hopefully I can find it in time.
Yeah. Bye everyone.
I'll let you pick who to raid for this one.
Who
So,
is
there's
raiding current?
right now I have the option for Resident Evil 4, Super Mario World, Xenogears, that there's the last spell? Yeah. So
Resident Evil. Oh, you know what?
Resident Evil 4.
No, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna raid Kuya Omega. So Kuya Omega just got back to streaming. That's really nice. We get to raid him. He was with his mom for most of the year last year, and he just came back to streaming. So we can give a bit of support. He's also a Filipino, so that's really nice. We're gonna raid Omega 04, and I'm just type to raid Omega 012. I think I did it. I think I typed it. I think I typed the right person. Okay. So yeah. Thank you guys for joining session 4. We will not have tabletop RPG talks next week because it is Holy Week. I might have a collab stream instead for Dead Polly with Rob and Nins and the crew. So tune in for that. There's gonna be a lot of horror related games for Holy Week. That's the fun thing. So yeah, tune into that. We'll just send these lovely messages to Omega. There you go. And if you're a subscriber, there you go. Send these messages. I'll see you guys in the next stream tomorrow. But yeah, bye!
Bye.
Bye bye!